514, Bordeaux. No Joan of Arc. A rich world made empty and poor. The English put her on trial as a heretic. Jean's mind was as sharp as her sword, and she avoided all the cunning verbal traps of her prosecutors. In the end, Jean would not renounce her mission. The English found her guilty and burned her at the stake. But her death is not in vain. La Pucelle is the rallying cry as peasant and noblemen alike take arms. My army is an army of the people, and even without the king, we are poised to strike at the English stronghold of Castillon. A victory at Castillon will crush the English pretensions in France forever. Should I die in this battle, I die for the Maid of Orleans. I die as a patriot of France.
Hello everybody, this is Boomhouse Jacob back for the last Joan of Arc mission. So yes, this is the finale. So now the French want to avenge sweet Joan of Arc, and this mission here is basically France's and Britain's last stand. And if you bring that trade cart to the marked flags, basically, that will show France's true power, and it will make the British retreat for good. And here we're dealing with Britain's strongest forces, so we gotta really be on our toes for this mission, is what I would say. But this mission is actually honestly pretty easy, because I actually found some good strategies. And no, I didn't. And yeah, of course, pretards are always a thing, but I also used monks to convert the enemies outside that kept on coming. So I just converted them to use them as my defense as well as my walls. It actually really helped, because they had like a bunch of rams coming in at one time as well. But for the beginning part, I just recommend using bombard cannons and trebuchets to destroy their towers and gates, so you can get inside of the Burgundian fort over there, which has a castle, by the way, as well. And then I would just have like your units like guard the trebuchets and stuff like that. And I would not destroy their walls, because I would actually use their walls to your advantage, because the Britons can't attack Burgundian walls because they're allied with them. So I would use that to your advantage if I were you. But anyways, yeah, there's nothing much else to say right now.
the Burgundian stockpile of resources.
You are nothing without Joan. Prepare for battle. We come.
And my strategy was just to basically create a bunch of villagers, make a castle first of all with a bunch of stone walls. Then I would create a monastery to create a couple monks, go to the Imperial Age and research block printing so you can have your monks have a bigger conversion range. It's really helpful because these cavaliers in big groups can be quite troublesome actually. And And if you actually convert the cavaliers, they'll actually help you fight off the rams that are trying to break down your walls, and I found that to be a really good strategy. If you don't use pretards at all to go in the enemy fort, I would recommend just using trebuchets and paladins to guard them, because paladins can actually take a couple bombard hits. They can take about 2 of them, where your normal person would only be able to take 1 hit and then they would die. So that would pretty much be my strategy, and rams would honestly be a terrible idea.
Mon Dieu, I am undone.
Pilleur. Que fait? Que fait? Certes.
So you know my strategy already. I spam pretards, and I know it's a shitty thing to do, but I was just here to show you guys the Joan of Arc story, not my skill. I honestly already told you, like, my hints for not using pretards, but it would just take a lot longer than it should take. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's pretty much been the Joan of Arc campaign. I really liked this one. It's not my favorite campaign, but it's a fun one to go to. Definitely not my least favorite campaign. I think the third campaign's actually my least favorite, to be honest. But yeah, this has been Boom LC Jacob. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later for the next campaign if I ever get around to doing it. See you guys.
A century of English toil, blood, and victories was reversed in a little over a year by a teenage girl. The 100 Years' War has ended. Even more importantly, Jean's acts reignited a sense of French nationalism. Peasants and nobles alike no longer belong to lords and kings, but to France herself. We will not let Jean be forgotten. Already statues and stained glass portraits have been commissioned in hundreds of towns and cities throughout France. Her verdict of guilt was rightfully reversed, and eventually Joan of Arc was beatified as a saint. Sometimes the outcome of history is determined by strength of arms, other times by happenstance. But in 15th century France, history was determined by the will of a young girl, the only person in history to command the armies of an entire nation at the age of 17.